Hello there and welcome to our second and final edition of News Tonight, this Monday, the 27th day of December 2021. First though, let's have a look at our top stories.
Brought to you by
How to get points. Just use MTN to make calls, send SMS, load airtime, buy bundles, or pay for MTN subscription services.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Stories tonight: police ban celebrations ushering in the new year. Joint UPDF and Faradak forces capture ADF Kambia Yua camp in DRC. Body of 28-year-old reveler recovered at Chituburu in Entebbe. And in sports, Arsenal in 5-goal wonder on Boxing Day.
Was brought to you by Everywhere you go, MTN.
Hello there and welcome. Once again, we are coming to you live online and on air from Broadcast House here on Nile Avenue. On sign language, it is Elizabeth Nakakoni and M. Rukidi Edward Kiijanangoma. The Vice President, Major Retired Jessica Alupo, has commended the people of Kanyerieru for being models of development. She also called upon all leaders to turn around all villages in Uganda on the same social-economic development path. The Vice President was addressing residents of Chirenga Kanyerieru in Kiruhura district, where she was representing President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni at a fundraising for a school. We have more in this report.
The function took place at the family home of Charles and Janet Mugabe, where Vice President Major Retired Jessica Alupo was warmly received by Minister for Kampala Metropolitan Affairs Hajat Nimisa Kabanda, the area Member of Parliament Wilson Kajwenje, the Bishop of West Ankole Diocese Bishop Johnson Tuinomujuni, and the host family Mr. and Mrs. Mugabe. While delivering President Yoweri Museveni's contribution of 60 million shillings towards the establishment of a new primary school in the area, the Vice President thanked the people for being role models in farming, thus making the topography of the area very beautiful.
I would like to thank the people of this village for being model farmers. Every time I pass on that road, I see organized farms in this village. And that means from where these people came from, all those challenges they went through, they ran very far, but they came back here and became a model village. And now many people can come and learn from this village, including myself, so that we go and turn around all other villages to be organized like this village. Have a place where people are settled, but a big stretch of land for production. I'm sure you are dairy farmers here. And I would like to encourage you to continue with the same spirit. The Member of Parliament, the Minister, and other leaders, we have where to bring other people to learn from so that they can also copy.
She also thanked them for fighting a successful war in Luero, which has resulted in peace, stability, and the transformation of the economy of the country.
But I would also like to thank you for fighting in the Luero Triangle War. It is because of you that Uganda has now had political stability, economic stability for over 35 years. We cannot take you for granted. We thank you very, very sincerely.
The area Member of Parliament Wilson Kajwenje had early on cited a brief history on the historic injustices that the area suffered, especially with displacement of humans for animal conservation and tsetse flies infestation, noting that the growth and investment witnessed here today is attributed to the long-term peace and stability ushered in by the NRM government. He said, as a constituency, they pledged their total support to the NRM government and President Yoweri Museveni because of the peace and stability the people here are now enjoying. Etole Eddie Archangel, UBC News.
Uganda police has banned festivities to usher in the new year in line of preventing the spread of COVID-19. Churches are advised to not hold crossover night prayers, and those interested in fireworks have been stopped. Now, these directives were read by the spokesperson of Uganda Police, Fred Enanga.
Following the scenes while celebrating Christmas, Uganda Police has banned any celebration to usher in the New Year 2022 beyond the curfew time. This intends to control the spread of COVID-19.
We wouldn't wish to see any members of the public burning tires, trees, and causing and promoting breach of peace at midnight on our roads. We expect every Ugandan by midnight to be within the precincts of their homes and neighborhood.
The main activities of fireworks and crossover night prayers have also been banned.
Church leaders, pastors are also reminded that due to the uncertainties of COVID-19, all crossover prayers on New Year's Eve that is usually marked by millions of Christians gathered in churches to usher in the new year have also been cancelled.
Following ugly scenes of not following the existing directives to control the spread of COVID-19, police territorial commanders who neglected their work during Christmas celebrations will be sanctioned.
Where police officers or other security personnel shall have been found to have provided guard duties and facilitated a restricted activity under the health, in violation of the health protocols, those ones are going to suffer consequences.
In Kanungu district, police are looking for the organizers of eating competition, which killed one Sente Kolagad.
In this very case, the organizers were amateurs. They conducted an eating competition for the contestant to eat much food within a very short time. So we are now hunting for Salvan and others from Chibimbiri Cell for negligent acts that caused death.
During the celebrations of Christmas, police registered 26 major incidents, which claimed 21 lives, arresting 10 culprits. Among these incidents, 7 were murder and 4 cases of suicide. Abdul Nasir Lubama, UBC News.
No fireworks and no crossover prayers. The joint UPDF forces of Uganda and FARDC of the Democratic Republic of the Congo have finally captured the much revered ADF Kambi Yayua camp. The camp, located in Virunga Forest in Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo, was used to launch terror attacks against Ugandans and Congolese people. We have more in this report.
I thank the President.
Kambi Yayua is an 8 acres camp located in Virunga Forest in Eastern Congo and has been accommodating over 600 ADF rebels with their families. The camp was captured by the joint forces without resistance and no effect on the joint forces.
Taken over this camp. We are going to use this camp to spray and look for these people. They will not go anywhere. This has been their strong position where they make everything. Now we are going to change a mode of operation, which I'm not going to tell you, so to make sure we go to everywhere they have gone.
Kambi Yayua camp has been hosting ADF military trainings and Islamic radicalization activities as evidenced by the literature found in this camp.
They were telling me that this time they are not going to eat the Christmas. It's a must, they have to do so. We left some forces behind to protect them. I'm assuring the people of the DRC and Uganda that they should put trust in us. We have all what it takes to work on to finish these people.
bomb-making materials, 1 damaged laptop computer, 129 live rounds of PK machine gun loaded in the chain were discovered during the operation. 155 live rounds of submachine gun ammunition, 3 solar panels, and the register books were also discovered by UPDF. Colonel James Kasuli, the UPDF Mountain Brigade commander, said capturing the ADF camp is a big milestone.
We are not going to make them rest to look for what to eat. Either anger will kill them. The all options are 2. Either they report or they prepare to die. So people should be confident. We are going to continue doing a good job.
UPDF engineers are working around the clock, searching for possible improvised explosives bunkers for more crew on the enemies. Mbayo Katuta, Fadaka Brigade commander who is commanding the ground forces in Virunga jungles, say they will not give ADF rebels a breathing space. The joint operation against ADF was launched 3 weeks ago when a combined UPDF air and artillery force shelled Kambiayu, Tondoli, Bel 1, Bel 2 in North Kivu province in Virunga and Ituri in Eastern Congo. Haruna Mutesasira, UBC News.
Now, the head of the UPDF counter-radicalization team, Colonel Okeiru Kogota, has said security is not deliberately targeting Muslim community in the war against terrorism, but rather wrong elements disguising as Muslims. Colonel Kogota was meeting different Muslim sects at Chitebi in Rubaga Division. Haruna Mutesasira gives us more.
The Muslim community in Uganda has been struggling to cope with the aftermath of twin suicide bombings that ripped Kampala last month. A team from UPDF counter-radicalization is engaged Muslims religious actors to counter violent terrorism acts.
Lwaki wesibirako bomb musiramu? Lwaki ogamba nti banakuba bomb ojja kubanga ngeze mu mujjana? Kakati abo tulwanyisa era ze benwanyisa abo abalokoka ne basigaza amanya gaffe abo tubalwanyisize ddala ate mbatuwe ate amanyi omuyekera nga amanyi waali ze musaba nkonerako katono nnyo obanga oyita mwono omusajja.
The head of UPDF counter-radicalization team, Colonel Okeiru Kogota, emphasizes that Muslims are not extremists and despise terrorism because they preach peace.
To work with the Muslims and address any grievances they might have, address any falsehoods that have been fed into them, misconceptions.
Colonel Kogota said the idea of Islamic extremism was a creation of bad elements and some opportunistic.
False narratives, hostile narratives that aim to drive a wedge between we the security forces and our people.
He said criminalizing the Islamic faith, it's not in the interest of the security forces.
The UPDF has defeated terrorism because it has worked with Muslims. So the UPDF can't shoot itself in the foot by targeting Muslims. There could be a mistake or two while arresting, but that is not UPDF way of doing business, and UPDF, when it realizes or finds out that anybody of us has tortured anybody or has killed somebody outside the law unlawfully, then we've always charged them and punished them severely.
The sheikhs at the meeting requested the security agencies to stop associating Muslims to ADF.
Abeetuma amannya ag'obusiraamu ne bakola ebikolobero mu mannya g'obusiraamu ng'ate si be basoose enkwata gye mukwatamu abantu mubasiba ereetera abasigadde ffe emitima okwewanika gamba n'okunyiiga okuyitirivu n'okukyawa.
religious leaders are integral members of the civil society and key contributors to public and political arena. Mutesa Sera Haruna, UBC News.
Kano Keir Kogota there, and of course Islam is a religion of peace and does not condone terrorism. Now, Uganda police has retrieved the body of a 28-year-old reveller, Douglas Kawesi, at Chitubulu on Lake Victoria shores in Entebbe municipality. Kawesi had gone swimming with others when he disappeared in the waters. Police has started investigations to ascertain the cause of death, as we hear in this story.
Reports of water accidents at different recreational centers during the festive periods are always reported in Wakiso district, especially in Entebbe. Although entertainment places are still in lockdown, Entebbe revelers flouted the COVID SOPs as many were partying freely during festivities. One Douglas Kawesi, aged 28, who had went for Christmas outing around Chitubulu Lake shores, went missing.
Nalinkola naye wanne mugamba nti banne waliwo kiraka muntu agudde mu mazzi wano. Nangamba nti ekiraka olwera aguddemu naye nangamba nti nga tutebereza butebereza. Ne tukebereza ongoye mu kuzikebera twasanga ezo ngoye nga zirimu ekipapula kya musajja oyo yafudde mu mazzi nga bamweyimiridde kuva mu komera kubayita. Netukwako ku namba yo omuntu yamweyimira naga nti amumanyi.
House zabadde ennaku z'omwezi 25 n'anywamuko bwe yamaze okunywamu n'avaayo ku kazinga wali ekabale kubayita babiri n'akavubuka akalala ka myaka nga 12 ne bavaayo ne bajja n'okuwugako ku nnyanja.
The body has been retrieved this Monday morning.
Badde mmanyi nga Dalausi mvubuka mutadde myaka nga 25.
Friends and local residents recalled the last moments before Douglas Kawesi, who is known to them as Mugisha Daraus, met death.
Geredde amawulire ntandika okukola ki? Tugenda okujja nga tulaba engoye z'omugenzi wano weeziri. Otwategedde nti mazzi gakoze ki? Gamutute.
Meanwhile, there are many unanswered questions from a section of members of the public about why police ignored all such gatherings.
This other incident at the sand beach in Chitubulu is something that we really need to interest ourselves in and investigate on the background that all the beaches, entertainment places are still restricted. And we had instructed all our territorial commanders to take interest and ensure that all places that are still restricted, that is bars, places of entertainment, discos, and places like beaches should still remain closed. So this one shows that we still have territorial commanders who are not in control of their areas of jurisdiction. So it is the weakness of the territorial commander who has a team of intelligence, who has investigators, who has general duty personnel. We have seen some of those footages, and the KMP, the CID KMP commander has already taken interest in the matter, where police officers or other security personnel shall have been found to have provided guard duties and facilitated a restricted activity under the health, in violation of the health protocols. Those ones are going to suffer consequences.
Prior to Christmas festivities, the Deputy RDC in Entebbe, Noah Njuchi, had warned that no such gatherings will be tolerated in the area. However, according to these images, it was party after party in most parts of Entebbe, as revelers called it a year long.
Tuina Air Force, tuina LDU, tuina Marine, naba abanywa ne bagenda ku nyanja eyo ne balowooza nti bagenda kunywa omwenge ate nabo ku nyanja ate bo kiri bubi nnyo kubanga bw'onoonywa n'ogenda ku nyanja otandika okulinnya eryato ng'otamidde ate kiba kya mutawaana nnyo. Omutawaana omulala gwe tulowooza nti abantu libadde bamanyi nti abasirikale batono, no, kati twafunye abasirikale abaakafuluma bangi nnyo, tugenda kubeera nga tuteekesa amateeka mu nkola kuba abasirikale bangi tubalina.
Robert Onyango, UBC News.
Government has been called upon to expedite the full reopening of the economy come January 2022. Makerere University lecturer Mwambutsia Ndebesa says continuous locking down of the country is not good for the service sector. Ndebesa cites the tourism and education sectors as potential for economic boom that require serious attention as the country gears toward full reopening. Here is our reporter Henry Okrut with a detailed story.
How prepared is Uganda for full reopening? Just in case the economy is not opened, which sectors are likely to suffer more? These questions come in the wake of increasing cases of the Omicron variant of coronavirus.
The international community has already raised an alarm about Uganda's situation of COVID-19. So we are hoping against hope that there is no any other lockdown.
The appeals have been evident and remain imminent, despite claims by some schools of not being ready for reopening.
We have accumulated very many people who have not gone to P1. Possibly we shall have 7 million pupils going to P1. Where do we get the room for such a number? And if we get another third year of having no people going to P1, we shall at one time have 10 million pupils who want to go to P1. Where will you get classrooms to accommodate 10 million children in P1? We have to do something about P1 opening especially.
These concerns come at a time the country is gearing up for full reopening in January 2022. Whether government will end this anxiety by Ugandans is an appeal that some activists have made.
Definitely, if we continue under lockdown, all of us will, as a country, we shall lose out. But mainly the services sector industry will lose out, and the education sector will also lose out much, because the education sector is very, very, very important in terms of human capital development and also in terms of the education sector economy.
As of Saturday, 25th December 2021, 5 new deaths were reported due to COVID-19. Despite registering over 11 million doses of administered vaccines, 743 new cases and 98,287 recoveries were recorded, representing a positivity rate of 12%. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Thanks, Henry, for that report there. Now, the Army has revealed that registration of veterans to clear their arrears will commence in January 2022, and this shall be the last exercise for validating the register. UPDF spokesperson Brigadier Flavia Biekwaso calls upon all veterans to respond effectively to the exercise. She was addressing the press at Naguru headquarters here in Kampala. Take a watch.
This is the last time we shall ask for arrears for veterans. That is why it is important that the entire country gets to know that this exercise is commencing this January, and it's going to be the last. So whoever shall not be captured this time around, that will be the end. We are working against conditions that have been put forward by the Ministry of Finance. That is why he's saying we are giving you money for the last time.
Brigadier Flavia Biekwaso, they are of course calling upon veterans to register, otherwise you might miss out on your arrears. To Mityana now, where Mityana residents have extended a vote of thanks to President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for having reappointed Land Minister Judith Nabakoba in the 2021 cabinet. Now, this was during an end-of-year party organized by Minister Nabakoba for her supporters held at her country home in Kalangalu, Mityana district.
Mama Minister njala kwebaza olw'emirimu gyonna gy'otukolera ng'eggwanga ate n'okusingawo ennyo gy'otukolera mu kitundu kyaffe ekya Mityana ne Kalangaalo.
The Lands Minister Judith Nabakoba has wrapped up the year 2021 with a Thanksgiving ceremony. Held at her country home in Kalangalo, Mityana district, the ceremony attracted local residents from all walks of life.
Yakolera bwerere nga tukolerera nga alwana okula Mityana tubeere bulungi mukazi watu nafuuka maama wa district eno ne wallahi abantu fe twakeera ku makyate abamu ne tutagala kumuwa bulungi kalulu.
Era nga nsaba era mutusabire nnyo bafaada babishopu baani mwenna mutusabire okulaba nti tutuusa kino kye tugendako ku ntikko kubanga luli mu kalulu twagalimu mu kukabba.
Residents hailed President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni for reappointing the daughter of the soil back to the 2021 cabinet.
Tetugenda kuddayo kukaaba oba okubonaabona ku nsonga z'ettaka maama nga wooli. Twagala okusiimira ddala ennyo ow'ekitiibwa pulezidenti waffe Pulezidenti Museveni olw'okukulaba n'akulabamu obukozi n'atwongera ekifo ekyo okubeera nga gwe minisita akwasaganya ensonga z'ebyettaka.
Teriiyo muntu akoze nga mukyalo oyo era Pulezidenti Museveni musajja oyo alengerera wala.
Ensonga bakugabe ebyapa e Kayunga mwakola bulungi mwebale.
Part of Minister Nabakoba's message was more of an assurance for service delivery in the coming year 2022.
We planned that we are going to organize sensitizations at parish level to sensitize the communities on their land rights, but also the available opportunities by government under the parish involvement model. We want everybody to be mobilized to come on board, to work tirelessly, to mobilize other people who may not have had an opportunity to understand what it means for government to put money at parish level, and we want people to work hard to improve their welfare, both at family but also in the communities.
As school reopening nears, Minister Nabakoba urged parents not to hold back but support their children for a bright future.
We are urging parents to counsel your children, guide them, talk to the district team and also respective school heads. Find time to tell them the challenges you might be faced with. I know they will understand your challenges and they will give you an opportunity to take back your children to school.
During the same event, over 50 NUP party members from within the district publicly denounced their party for NRM Mighty Party. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
Thanks, Robert, for that report there. Ugandans have been advised to embrace the plea bargain arrangement in order to avoid loss of time and money while pursuing judgment. Now, this was at the closure of a one-day open court day held at the Chief Magistrate's premises in Luweero Town, Luweero District.
Many times, Ugandans have been made aware of case backlog, which is as a result of many factors, notably court officials, to oversee judgment. To ensure all avenues are explored to ease the situation, which ends up heaping blame on the judiciary, the Chief Justice's office started open court days. During the latest, residents of Luweero district were tutored on several court processes, notably the plea bargain arrangement, which, when applied well, is a win-win situation.
We apply the law onto the evidence. Now, once we have established that the evidence is such this, it has gone this way, and the law says this, then we shall say, you are the winner, you are the other one is the loser.
The public was also educated that court mainly hears criminal and civil cases, with the only possible result a case dismissal, victory or loss.
I agree that at times there may be some delays in investigating some cases. For example, here in Luweero we have issues of land matters. You see, it takes long. You have to verify from the land offices. So you realize that at times we may come to give evidence in court, whereas we have not yet finished to get some documents from those other offices. That's why at times we delay a little bit.
Judicial officials urged Ugandans to desist from wholesomely, blaming them for bribery.
To Arua now, where leaders of Arua City and Office of the Chamber of Commerce have hailed the Indian business community in West Nile for supporting health sector and sports in the region. At the advent of COVID-19 in Uganda, the Indian community in West Nile supported COVID-19 task force of Arua district to contain the pandemic.
The Indian community undertaking business in West Nile have been hailed by local leaders of Arua City for the support they render to the people of Arua. Alisa Kelopio, the Arua Resident City Commissioner, says Indian community in West Nile have been instrumental during COVID-19 lockdown from 2020 by donating food to the public and medical consignments to all Arua Regional Referral Hospital.
Ever since the lockdown in 2020, they fed the community of Arua. They served the hospital. They helped the task force. Actually, we rated them #1 during the first lockdown. Together with the chairman, Chamber of Commerce, we worked very well during the COVID-19 lockdown. And I want to thank you for always being there for us. The relationship between the Indian community and the locals in Arua is excellent. I want to appreciate you for your support always to the people of Arua and to the government.
The chairperson of Indian community in West Nile, Leila Keshal, points out that it is an obligation for them to give back to the people and also support the government.
We are always with MPs, with the government, with the local peoples. We will be developed together. No, we are there to support all the times to community, the requirement of the maybe it's like kind of we are doing activities to help the peoples in many ways, in hospitals, blood donation we do, where the requirement of sometimes the equipment of the hospitals we do. Even the other people, sometimes the blind people we needed to take them. There's a game they're taking place in a Bale 90 in a Marara. We help them, and there's many ways we can help together with the government.
The Indian community also awarded the Arua Central Division Member of Parliament, Jackson Atim, and Mayor of Arua City, Samwa Diri Nyakua, for linking the Indian business community with Arua business community.
We will always support you because we cannot transform the economy of this country without the foreigners like you who have come to boost the economy. I want to thank you for the good relationship you've had with the local business community here. I've not had anything like friction, like quarrels, like competition. The harmony that you exhibit here with the local community, I want it to continue, and I encourage you to continue serving the people of this city and this region.
John Divine, UBC News Night.
Let's now take a short break and we'll be returning with business news. Stay with us.
Everyone deserves more this festive season, which is why MTN Momo is giving you more Senku points on your MTN Momo withdrawals at agent locations. Get 150 Senku points for every 1,000 shillings spent in withdrawal fees. More Senku points means you get more free minutes, more free MBs, more free SMSs, and more free Momo Pay shopping. To use your Senku points, dial *141#.
Everywhere you go, MTN. It's the festive season and we love it. And that means it's time to celebrate with GoTV.
Come with me.
So get your GoCoder and GoTV value for 25,000 shillings to watch with the whole family. And if you're feeling extra festive, upgrade to our best package yet, GoTV Super.
Something to look forward to.
Download the My GoTV app for more information.
Super.
We all deserve a super festive season. And with GoTV, there's every reason to love it.
Transact and win money after money with Airtel Money. 1.5
1.5 billion shillings in cash prizes up for grabs. The more you transact, the higher your chances of winning. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Raising voices.
As a teacher, I have the opportunity to shape how children grow and learn. I believe in creating a non-violent school where children feel safe and respected. I promise to lead by example and create a different kind of relationship with my learners, one that helps them grow.
In this time of COVID, what is your promise to the children of Uganda? Because a violence-free childhood is everyone's right. Raising voices.
Transact and win money after money with Airtel Money. 1.5 billion shillings in cash prizes up for grabs.
My name is Suga Morris. I'm an Airtel Money agent. I'm from Chibuli here. That's where I operate from. I won 2 million shillings. This is great, guys. Go for this. This is for real.
The more you transact, the higher your chances of winning. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
This holiday season is all about kujienjoy, kupiga sherehe na kuget lit na kupata way more than you expected. Soon to be father. Kwenye Showmax original film Baba Twins. It's about kuget jina lako kwenye limelight in Famous. First and only on Showmax. I need to discover who I am without you. And it's about kuchotwa na drama or holding on for dear life in the telenovela Kina.
No matter what.
Form ni kupiga sherehe kiwewe na hii yote iko just a click away. Get festive, get Showmax.
Everyone deserves more this festive season, which is why MTN Momo is giving you more thank you points on your MTN Momo withdrawals at agent locations. Get 150 thank you points for every 1,000 shillings spent in withdrawal fees. More thank you points means you get more free minutes, more free MBs, more free SMSs, and more free Momo Pay shopping. To use your thank you points, dial *141#.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
I am one of the millions of people who have been vaccinated. And today I want to ask you to choose to be vaccinated so that we can all go back to enjoying the Uganda we all love. A country that is one of the most entrepreneurial in the world with the most friendly people. A country where we can do business with anyone at any time. A country that is free of COVID-19. So, get vaccinated today in any of the verified health centers and let's bring business back to Uganda. COVID-19 vaccines are free of charge, safe and available.
Invest in your health. Invest in Uganda. This message is brought to you by the Uganda Investment Authority.
Transact and win money after money with Airtel Money. 1.5 billion shillings in cash prizes up for grabs. The more you transact, the higher your chances of winning. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Ooh. Look. The thing goes. Twink, twink, twink. Woo.
Grab an ice-cold bottle of Pepsi Max today and drink to your bold lifestyle. Enjoy maximum taste with no sugar. Now available at a shop near you. Maximum taste, no sugar.
Transact and win money after money with Airtel Money. 1.5 billion shillings in cash prizes up for grabs.
My name is Mulage Sahod from Tororo District. I'm so happy that I'm a lucky winner of the 10 million Uganda shillings man after money promotion with Airtel. I can't believe it. It's just like I've been reborn. It's the best day of my life.
The more you transact, the higher your chances of winning. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
It's no secret that ICT makes learning easy.
The strides made in our field could not be possible without it.
And now we can watch our favorite show.
My radio is my best friend.
UCC provides an enabling regulatory environment and policy guidance for healthy competition. We also facilitate ease of doing business in the communications sector through licensing, standardization, spectrum management, tariff regulation, rural communication development, and consumer empowerment. An informed consumer is an empowered consumer. UCC supports local content and innovations. Driving the development of a robust communication sector in Uganda is Uganda Communications Commission.
Everyone deserves more this festive season, which is why MTN Momo is giving you more Seku points on your MTN Momo withdrawals at agent locations. Get 150 Seku points for every 1,000 shillings spent in withdrawal fees. More Seku points means you get more free minutes, more free MBs, more free SMSs, and more free Momo Pay shopping. To use your Seku points, dial *141#.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Welcome back, and this is News Tonight here on UBC TV. Let's have a look now at business news. Business has resumed in the Central Business District after the Christmas Day festivities, although traders complain of a low turn-up of customers. Meanwhile, parents are preparing learners returning to school when government reopens the economy next year. We have this story.
The season is over and the business fraternity have returned to work. At the Old Tax Park in downtown Kampala, business is low with few buyers visiting shops. Boda cyclists have also claimed low business.
Bakumyewo abantu mwebali era olaba nti omujjuzo guzzeemu okubaawo kubanga abantu teri kibadde kiyinza babeeza mu kyalo nga balina okuzayo abaana ku masomero ng'ennaku z'omwezi 10.
Meanwhile, businesses in the shops seem staggering. There are few clients buying merchandise. The traders attribute the slow business to parents preparing for the reopening of schools.
The business is not going as much as it was before, like before Christmas, because there's a slight decrease in the numbers of people that are buying clothes. Currently, everyone is talking about paying school fees. A few, but not as it was in those previous days, because by this time we would have like 10 or 15 customers, but currently they're like 2, 3. Yeah.
The business was booming. We happened to make sales. Sales had increased on 24th, but on 25th and 26th, the business tried to go down compared to the few days ago.
The vendors' business along the streets was active with passerby clients choosing from displayed items for sale. Born and Divine, UBC News Tonight.
The Belgian Development Agency, Enabel, has given out grants worth 5.3 billion shillings to Scaling Uganda project. The grant will enable over 2,000 youth in the Albertine and Rwenzori region skilled with labor market relevant skills. The Assistant Commissioner, Vocational Education and Training, Eddie Turiatemba, says the grant will give opportunities to the youth.
Youth from the Albertine and Rwenzori sub-region have got support from the Belgian Development Agency, Enabel, to train in employable skills. Enabel skilling sector expert Christine Karungi says Ugandan unemployment youth will acquire employable skills.
The grants are to train, to provide skills to youth, women, and including refugees, labor relevant skills. Those that are going to train in agriculture, aquaponics, those that are going to train in hotel and tourism, and then those that are in manufacturing, and then renewable energy.
Youth are aligned with the requirements for the world of work in a joint delivery training.
Well, there is documented evidence that there's a lot of unemployment, and part of it is attributed to youth that have skills that are not required in the labor market. And that is why our grants broker relationships, build partnerships. They are joint ventures of the training providers and the labor market. That one is, for example, if you're going to train a welder as a technical institute, do you know the kind of welder that the labor market wants?
The Assistant Commissioner, Vocational Education and Training, Editria Temba, says the grant will give opportunities to the youth from the Albertine region. After approving the TVET policy in 2019, such support addresses the implementation of the policy.
That has been, in essence, trying to ensure that we develop the youth in Uganda in terms of skills, in terms of how they can be able to access employment and be empowered to employ themselves. So this is very, very important.
One of the beneficiaries from Kabalole Research and Training Center, Mohamed Ahmed Salifa, explains how he is going to train the youth in Kabalole.
KRC Uganda will be training young people in extracting fiber from banana stems. And since we know that Fort Portal, being a tourism city, will be attracting quite a number of tourists, local and international. And of course there is demand for crafts, but also for textiles. And most of the things that we have in Fort Portal are actually imported from Kenya.
The 6 beneficiary districts include Masindi, Hoima, Bulisa, Kasese, Kabalole and Munyangabo. Story by Douglas Etumba for UBC News.
Now, trade wars are becoming rampant in the East African region despite social and economic integration efforts. Now, with new blockades and protectionism of national economies, does the African Continental Free Trade Area stand a chance? Our business reporter Dennis Sigoa analyzes the trade systems in this story.
The Africa we want is a place where we have the confidence to dream and hope that those dreams will come true.
The percentage of trade between African countries is slightly over 16%. With the coming into force of the African Continental Free Trade Area on January 1st, 2021, there was a lot of expectation of rapid growth in intra-African trade.
From improving food security and conditions for traders to creating jobs and opportunities, especially for women, the free trade area opens enormous possibilities for a more resilient and prosperous African region.
This is a noble cause for the continent, but there are lots of barriers and issues to tackle. For East Africa, the East African community is experiencing trade blockades.
Yesterday, Cabinet agreed to reciprocate. Therefore, the Minister of Agriculture is going to identify which products to ban from Kenya. We have been very patient. We have been we have behaved like gentle people.
Although charity begins at home, retrogressive actions on regional trade paint a gloomy picture on a broader scope.
If we are failing to trade within just the community of about 5 to 6 countries, and then this is the year when we ushered in the African Continental Free Trade Area. So do you think, what do you see ahead? Does this AFCTA have a future?
It's a stillbirth. The African, whatever it is a stillbirth. Because if for the last 1.5 years our border with Rwanda is closed, and we have a lot, Rwanda and Uganda have a lot in common. But if the border is closed for 1.5 years,
actually it's not 1.5 years, we are about getting to 3 years.
Then it tells you a story about intracontinental trade, that it will not happen.
Kenya and Uganda's trade delegations have visited each other for fact-finding and verification missions, with meetings that declare fruitful and differences ironed out in joint communiques.
we have indicated to you, they are not many. Actually, they are so few. In the sense that when trade happens between two parties, occasionally you could find one small matter hapa na pale, and kwa hivyo tutaendelea kuzungumza na kutatua haya maneno.
But months later, cracks start showing.
The ban has caused prices for Uganda goods to drop significantly while operating costs remain high. Prices of eggs, in other words, chicks and processed chicken, have dropped.
The Kenyans, our brothers, who are not exclusive of the industry, they are part of the industry because they sell a lot to us. So if they break the chain, I don't know if they are aware that they can also easily collapse.
EAC heads of state seem aware of such cross-border trade challenges and sometimes issue tough statements.
Mheshimiwa Rais amesema hapa aliomba sisi tununue sukari kwake. Lakini walisikia statement za waziri wetu kwamba hatutanunua, hatutakubali. Sasa that was nonsense. Mheshimiwa Rais, tutanunua sukari kutoka Uganda.
Argue that the statements are often lip service.
If Kenya bans our products, then you have no choice. You really have no choice. But it goes back to the weaknesses in our leaders not to appreciate that if they are going to work in one direction, they will definitely fail. Because if the Kenyan government now bans Uganda's products, what do they expect? They should definitely expect that Uganda will retaliate. And this is what is happening. I mean, it's only fair.
Regional trade wars affect the free continental trade agenda, which is geared at providing small, medium and large enterprises with access to bigger markets. Intra-Africa trade is currently estimated at a paltry $2 trillion per annum, compared to trade between Africa and the rest of the world, which stands at over $77 trillion.
Our fathers won this continent's political freedom. I believe it is now our task as another generation to keep the faith and complete our fathers' struggles, social, economic transformation for our people.
President Museveni should engage President Uhuru Kenyatta on a one-on-one and be able to say, look, this is not in the interest of our people. Not Kenya, not Uganda, our people.
Dennis Igor for UBC News.
Interesting there. Thank you so much, Dennis, for that report there. Now, bar owners in Imbarara and beer makers remain optimistic on the full reopening of the economy after closure for 2 years due to COVID-19. Now, this follows the launch of Nile Brewery's campaign of Nile Special and Matched in Gold, meant to boost consumption of the beer.
Despite business remaining low, Nile Breweries has launched the Nile Special and Matched in Gold campaign, which has been launched in Mbarara City on behalf of Western Region. Local and national comedians and music artists entertained revelers. The beer boasts 21 Monde Gold medals from the annual Monde Selection Awards by the International Quality Institute in Belgium.
The Nile Special Unmatched in Gold campaign was officially launched at Nile Breweries in Jinja on 25th November. During the Jinja launch campaign, the Nile Breweries unveiled a 100 million shilling sponsorship package towards the Joshua Cheptegei training facility in Kapchora.
Let's have a look now at the weather prospects for tomorrow with Kutesa Mili at the Weather Center in Entebbe.
Thanks for tuning on. My name is Kutesa Mili with today's weather update. We are seeing a reduction in wage activities in most parts of the country, though still some other parts of our country are receiving light thunder showers, most especially the southern part of our country. Due to this, we had a highs of 12.1 millimeters of rainfall that was across Mubende, Entebbe with 7.1 millimeters, Kasese with 6.4 millimeters, Kabale with the lowest of 3.9 millimeters of rainfall. This is brought in due to the moist winds that are blowing from Indian Ocean, which are southeasterlies coming to our countries in combination with Congo advection, combined with local effects like Lake Victoria, bring us the rainfall that we're experiencing lately, more especially the southern part of our country. Tomorrow morning, we expect to wake up with a bright sunny day in most parts of our country, apart from some few areas across Mbarara that I expect to wake up with light showers. After an hour, though, we expect a pick-up of thunder showers in southwestern of our country and some parts of Lake Victoria and some parts of Mbale. Though some parts of Lake Victoria, like Jinja, and the northern part of our country, I expect to go on with sunny intervals. Temperature is up to 32 degrees of maximum in northern part of our country towards the Kalamoja regions, Arua with 30, some parts of Lake Victoria at 29 degrees Celsius, our capital city Kampala with 27 degrees Celsius, Kabale Highlands with 24 degrees Celsius. Is moving out of Uganda, touring some cities of the globe. The few ones that we have for you, we have sunny conditions across Dubai at a maximum of 26 degrees Celsius, Hong Kong and New York at sunny intervals at a low temperature of 9 degrees Celsius across New York, Nairobi and Paris with light showers at a maximum of 25 degrees Celsius here in the neighborhood of Nairobi. Thanks for tuning on UBC. My name is Kutesa Mili. Stay tuned and see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Kutesa Mili, for that weather forecast for tomorrow. And that brings us to the end of our bulletin. But before we leave you, let's have a quick reminder of our top stories.
Brought to you by
How to get points. Just use MTN to make calls, send SMS, load airtime, buy bundles, or pay for MTN subscription services.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Police bans celebrations ushering in the new year. Joint UPDF and FARDC forces capture ADF Kambia Yua camp in DRC. Body of 28-year-old reveler recovered at Chitubulu in Entebbe. And in sports, Arsenal in 5-goal wonder on Boxing Day.
Was brought to you by Everywhere you go, MTN.
And that's all we had time for. Thank you so much for having kept us company. Elizabeth Nakakoni has been on sign language, and I am Rukidi Edward Kiijanangoma, wishing you good night.